Good morning, guys. Today we're going to be factoring binomials and trinomials using GCF. We worked on GCF on Monday. GCF is the greatest common factor. You can look at this as the opposite of using the distributive property. Okay, when we distribute, we're multiplying the number on the outside of the parentheses by factors on the inside of the parentheses. And in this case, when we factor, we're going to be pulling out common numbers. Okay, so let's take a look at number one. You have 8 plus 6x to the fourth. Okay, obviously we do not have any x's or variables in common because this 8 does not have an x. So we're not going to be having a greatest common factor with a variable in it. So ask yourself, what is the biggest number that goes into both 8 and 6? Okay, the biggest number that goes into both 8 and 6 is the number 2. 2 goes into 8 4 times, 2 goes into 6 3 times. So what we want to do is, once we find our GCF, we want to divide both of those coefficients by our greatest common factor. And when we do that, we're going to be left what's inside the parentheses, okay? So when we divide, that's represented by the 2 on the outside of the parentheses, and then our remainder is what's going to go inside the parentheses. So what is 8 divided by 2? Well, 8 divided by 2 is 4. What is 6 divided by 2? That is plus 3. And x to the fourth divided by nothing just stays x to the fourth. So 8x plus 6x to the fourth factored comes 2 parentheses 4 plus 3x to the fourth. If you remember, I said it's the opposite of distributing. So if I was just going to take this a step further and distribute, what is 2 times 4? Well, that's 8. What is 2 times 3x to the fourth? That is 6x to the fourth. All right, so this is your factored answer. Number 2, we have 2n minus 4. Ask yourself, what is the biggest number that goes into both 2 and 4? And that is going to be 2. And do I have any variables in common? No, I do not. So our GCF is just going to be 2. So 2n divided by 2 just gives us 1, or 1n. Okay, because n divided by nothing is just n. Minus 4 divided by 2 is 2. All right, this one's a little bit different because I have a variable in both terms. So what is the biggest number that goes into 4 and 12? Well, numerically, the biggest number that goes into both 4 and 12 is 4. Now, I have n to the ninth and I have n. Remember, the other day, if I write out 9 n's for n to the ninth and 1 n, how many do I have in common? So there's my 9 n's, there's my 1 n. Well, I only have 1 n in common. Another way to look at this is if you have variables, okay, the greatest common factor between your variables is always going to be the exponent that is the least. In this case, it is n to the first, or just n. So we are going to divide by our GCF, which is 4n. So we have 4n times, well, 4 divided by 4 is 1. Remember, when we divide powers, exponents, we're going to subtract the exponents. So n to the ninth divided by n to the first, what is 9 minus 1? That is going to be 8, n to the eighth. 12 divided by 4 is a plus 3. And n divided by n, okay? Anything divided by itself is just 1. So what is 3 times 1? 3 times 1 is just 3. So that is that factor. The next one, 3r plus 9, okay? The GCF, if you guessed it, there's no r's in common, and the biggest number that goes in both 9 and 3 is 3. Again, I divide 3r divided by 3, okay? 3 divided by 3 is just 1. R divided by nothing remains r, or 1r, it's the same exact thing. And 9 divided by 3 is 3. Okay, I'm going to jump down to number 15. Number 15 is a trinomial, okay? I have 63n to the third plus 81n plus 18. Now, it may take you a little while numerically to find the GCF, but I know my factors of all three of these numbers. There's one number that they have in common that goes into all three, and that is the number 9. Okay, 9 goes into 63, 9 goes into 81, and 9 goes into 18. Now we have n to the third, n, and then I have no variable of n. So how many n's do I have in common? Well, being that this 18 does not have an n, I have no variables that are in common. So this just becomes my GCF. So if I divide everything by our GCF, okay, I get 9 parentheses. Now you're going to ask yourself, 63 divided by 9, or use your calculator, 63 divided by 9 is 7. If I take n to the third divided by nothing, it stays n to the third. 81 divided by 9 is 9. N divided by nothing remains n. And 18 divided by 9 is plus 2. Okay? So what you guys are going to do, you guys are going to do numbers 5 through 14 for your homework. Okay? Any questions, just text me on the Remind, and I'll help you with anything. All right, guys, enjoy your weekend. It's supposed to be a nice weekend. Get outside, ride your bikes, do something, be active. All right? I miss you guys, and hopefully we'll see each other soon. Bye.